Today on Dirt Diaries, we settle in for some old-fashioned street stock battling. We watch the Digger try and sneak into the Super Saloons race, and I wonder if it would be easier to rebrand as Boat Diaries, with so many washout postponements. Yep, we're back on the road for another installment of Dirt Diaries, but this isn't what we planned this week. This weekend we were supposed to go to Ruapuna until that got postponed. Plans were then drawn up for Cromwell, and that got canned too. That left us with one option, and that was heading to Greymouth, where it was anything but grey. But first, you know the rules, a cheeky pie stop is a must. Then it was back in the car to enjoy a scenic trip and see this absolute monster of a train. What's that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 engines on there? Arriving in Greymouth, it was down to the beach where I just about get washed out to sea. Then with cars already lining up, we joined the queue at the Speedway track. If driftwood's your thing, Greymouth has you covered. One of the three little pigs has clearly been here building their home out of wood, but thankfully, no sign of wolves. Gates have finally just opened, and the queue for cars waiting goes way down there. Easy as ever getting in, and today's ticket sent me back 20 bucks. Then it was in to park the car and head off to the pits for a nosy. The Super Saloons had squeezed in after Cromwell cancelled. Here's 77 trying something new with the ultra slick plastic wrap tyres on. And can I say how much I enjoy a car that matches a sponsor? Golden car, golden name sponsor, just perfect. John O'Garthley was here with a fresh new number and hopefully a fresh set of tyres considering what he did last time out in Nelson. 2 NZ Matt Peterson and 1 NZ Paul Leslie were also here showing off the new digits. And just how good is this for a sticker on the back? An honourable mention to 39N for this one as well. And another thing I enjoy is random toys strapped inside cars. Here's what a few of the Nelson drivers are running today. The modifieds were also in town, all looking glistening in the sun, might I add. I then caught the water truck driver leaving early for the night. What do you reckon, refilling or getting in a sneaky McDonald's run? It must be said that this whole place was looking an absolute picture, but this road cone had the right idea, cooling off from the sun. Things were looking a little bit stormy over the fence. It was fair to say we wouldn't be seeing any fishing on the front straight like we did last time. And oh yeah, did I mention what was even happening tonight? We were here for the South Island Street Stock Champs, and it was time for the first heat. Here's a bloke that looks like a good sort, green flags everywhere as we go racing. Everyone made it round the first corner unscathed, and whoa, mixed signals now, this chap looks like he has some red flags. We got through the rest of the race clean, with 118D Alan Finch taking the flag. As the cars trundled back to the pits, it was the crew's turn to get into action for the night, with the trusty watering can having its chance to shine. It was a decent turnout of Super Saloons after they made the late calls to divert here. How are you, mate? Been well? The Digger then stepped in as a makeshift safety car to lead the mini stocks around the track. No surfers out there today. Right, time to go find some food. It was then down to the Trackside shop, and this was what was on offer today. Bacon buddy and sauce for me. The production saloons were scratched from the schedule, but here's a list of all the drivers from today. And the fellow in the orange hat was on raffle ticket duty, so I had to secure myself a winning ticket. Then it was back on the foot for another lap around the circuit, where we had to visit the famous road cone again, doing its best filling a hole at turn 4. The modifieds came out to spin a few laps and pop some wheelies. And then everyone around me got up. At first I thought it might be a pod of dolphins, but no, a fishing trawler battling the surging tide, and boy was it bouncing. The super saloons came out for their race, and while everyone was distracted by the boat, I reckon the digger attempted to sneak into the race. Today's meeting was streamed by RJP TV. This bloke might have been going cross-eyed on double camera duty. And you just know it wouldn't be a day at the track without tasting the dirt, so I was up to the fence for the street stock race. Yep, that'll do it. Let's get dusty. Another quirk about this speedway track, how is there a tree growing out of turn 1? It's true that nature always seems to find a way. The stock cars were here too, and a good group were getting in some practice before next month's New Zealand Champs in Christchurch. Could 13C Will Pilcher be a contender? He's looked good every time I've seen him. Lights out and away we go. No, this wasn't an F1 start, but rather an official fixing the lights, when suddenly the commentator got excited.
$550 to give away. Get your tickets ready, folks.
With the announcement coming after the race, I watched the super saloons dreaming hard to spend my $500. And would you believe 18 was the winning ticket? 18 orange, that is. There was no time to be down though, because it was finale time in the South Island Street Stock Champs, and 1NZ had to get some late tuning during the 3-minute bell. However, they all managed to grit up for the start of the race. Unexpectedly, there wasn't a big first corner shove. Everyone managing to get through, with 55E doing a little wall ride in the process. A couple of cars ended up getting tangled together, and then 1NZ's evening went from bad to worse after being spun out of contention. 29C Mike Jones got his hands dirty, spinning out 118D and setting him for a hot dog. And then 15E was shaken up in one of the cleanest spins you'll see. And after falling back earlier, 3NZ set its sights on causing mayhem. 39N's "You Shall Not Pass" sticker lacking some Gandalf magic. And through all the chaos, it was 29C that took the flag and was crowned champion, taking a lap to celebrate as the crowd packed up for the exit. 3 Blenheim cars worked together to get back to the trailers. And as the seagulls dived in hunting for leftovers, it was time for us to call it a day. I didn't think I'd be back in Greymouth this weekend, but I can safely say this track is quickly becoming one of my favourites. Subscribe for more adventures and drop a comment of what track I need to visit for a Dirt Diaries video. Until next time, goodbye for now. And be sure to check out other episodes you may have missed.